What's up guys, 8-Bit Squid here and welcome to another Unity and PlayMaker tutorial. In today's tutorial we are going to be looking at how to set up a Xbox controller with Unity. So this is an Xbox Series S controller. Obviously you've got the sticks, the triggers, the bumpers, and then the buttons here. The only two buttons we don't really need to concern about is the capture button and the Nexus, the Xbox logo. So we're going to be looking at how to set up everything: D-pad, the analog sticks, or the joysticks, the A, B, X, Y, the view, the menu, left bumper, left trigger, right trigger in Unity. For the purpose of this one, I'm not going to be using this one, although the controller I'm using will be identical. For this one I'm going to be using my SN30 Pro from 8-Bit Do. It's the same: sticks, D-pad, the two buttons here, the A, B, X, Y, your triggers and bumpers. So it just works identical. It's just this is currently being used with my Xbox for development. So pop that away. Okay, so let's jump right into it. And before we do, make sure you like and subscribe for more tutorials from me. Also, at the time of recording, which is the 20th of August 2022, on my Discord server I am doing a giveaway to celebrate hitting 100 subs. Giving away one of my Udemy courses for free to 5 people. Just join the Discord server, link in the description and the comments, and just go to the promo server, react to the giveaway bot, and you'll have a chance of winning. Okay, so let's jump into it. So I've got here set up for the axes here, and then here I've got another panel for the buttons. So we're going to start with the left stick. I should have that one maybe above. Okay. So this one is already set up inside of Unity, so it's actually really easy to do. So what we'll do is we're going to add an FSM. We'll call it, let's call it a listener. Or listen. Okay, I'm going to say listen to horizontal. Okay. And then I'm going to add a get axis, and the name for the horizontal axis, horizontal is the x-axis is horizontal, so we'll put horizontal. That is, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to leave the multiplier as 1. I'm going to put it in a new global variable called let's call it, for the sake of it, because normally this is controller a player, I'll call it player X. Okay, and I'm going to add that. Okay, I can copy that and call this one vertical. And I'm going to store that in one called player Y. Okay, and then for where it says my x-axis here, my input, I'm going to actually have it show up as a number on screen. So I'll call it show input. Close you for now. And here, show input. Okay, and I'm going to do a convert float to string. I spelled float wrong. Okay, there we go. Convert float to string, and then a UI text set text, not input field. Okay, so I'm going to put this one above here. Okay, and I'm going to convert my player X to a string called player X underscore string. Okay, and I'm going to set that to just like 0.0, and then use owner text here. We're going to change that to playLex string and then every frame. Okay, I can actually now copy this state here and put it onto my one here for the Y, and just change the variable here to that. Add a new global called player Y underscore string, and then make sure that's changed to player Y underscore string. Now, if I hit play, hopefully this will work. Make sure the controller is connected. It is. Okay, so if I press that way, you can see it's now -1, that way +1, down and up. So we now know that the left stick is working. So perfect. Okay, so that's the easy one. For the rest of these, we're going to actually have to make some changes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Edit, Project Settings. Okay, and in here we want to go to Input Manager, and where it says Axes or Axis, there. Okay, so we've got our horizontal here and vertical here, but we've got a second pair here. Okay, so what we can do is we actually go to here, and we just need to change some details here. So for example, my horizontal, I'm just going to call it hori, and then my vertical, I'm going to call it vert. Now, where it says gravity, dead, and sensitivity, it's up to you how this is. But like, I'm going to copy the same here, 3, 0.001, and then a 3 on sensitivity. So on hori, I'm going to go 3, 0.001, and 3. Joystick axis. Now, here's where we need to make another change. We do not want to use the horizontal axis because that is from our left stick. Instead, we want to use, for horizontal, we want to use the 5th axis. Okay, and then we can collapse that, open here, and again 3, 0.001, and then 3. I'm going to untick that to invert, joystick axis, and this time we want 4th axis. Okay, so that one is now ready. Now for the rest, what we can actually do is just duplicate array element. So we right click on it, we're going to duplicate it. Okay, so now we have 2 verticals, but we don't want that. So say, which one do I have next on my list? I can minimize that. Okay, my left trigger. So I'm going to call this LT. Okay, and that's also okay for that one. And as I've got here, the LT, or left 2, is the 9th axis. So I'm going to change that to my 9th axis. I can then copy that again, duplicate, and I'm going to call this RT. And this is going to be my 10th axis. As you can see here, that's 10th. Okay, so those 2 are ready. And then all we've got left here is the D-pad. So we need to create 2 more. So I'm going to copy the RT. Okay, and on this one, you need to give it a name you're going to remember easily. So what I normally do, I say D for D-pad, and then the direction. So UD, so D-pad up, down. Okay, and up and down is the 7th axis. And then copy that again, and I'm going to call it DLR, and that is our 6th axis. Alright, so those are now just about ready to go. So what we can do is copy the listener. So I'm going to copy component. I'm going to put that onto my right stick. Okay, and then we need to remember the name of them. So for my horizontal, it's just called hori. I could just delete stuff. Okay, and I'm going to give that a new global variable, call it fifth axis. Let's call it fifth. Store that in the fifth, okay. And then vertical is just going to be vert. I'm going to store that in fourth. Every frame, okay. And then the same here. I can just get the input one here, copy that component, and put that onto my right stick fifth axis on the input. And this time it's going to be fifth, and I'm going to call that fifth string. And we just change in here where it says text to fifth string. Hopefully I haven't got these mixed up, so I can collapse the left stick. That one. This component is new, and then this is going to be the fourth. It's got a string. Okay, so that should now work. Let's hit play and check. Okay. So the fifth axis up and down. Yeah, I think I have actually got them mixed up because vertical should be fourth axis, and that's going for there. So let me just put them the right way around. Okay, horizontal is the fifth, yeah. Okay, the fifth, let's have a look at that. That should be fine. It's horizontal is the fifth. So I don't know why that is not working. Have I got my things mixed up in here? Fourth input is fourth string, fourth, okay. Look at my listener. Ah, okay, that's why. Okay, fourth there. Okay, I got them mixed up there. And then vert should be fifth. Okay. Now it's working. Okay, so up, there you see, minus, positive, negative. Now, because I want up to be positive, I'm going to actually click where it says invert, and then I think it actually needs to be inverted in the preferences. So I'll go to my vert and then invert it. Okay, so here we go, still like that, there we go, but it is working left and right. So that is now working. Next, our ninth axis, the left trigger. Okay, so I'm going to copy my listener and put that onto my left trigger here. Okay, and I don't need both here, I just need one, and this is called, I believe, LT, and this is going to be stored in the 9th axis. And then I can take my input here, copy component, and put this into my 9th axis listener, or input, paste the component as new, and this time it's going to be 9th, new global, 9th underscore string, and then the same for this one. Let's just get this one in so I don't have to copy again. Paste component as new. Float variable, new global, this is the 10th. And we want 10th string. And then set the text as 10th. Double check on my 9th one here, make sure that's set to 9th. Okay, so that's sorted. Left trigger is copy the listener and put that onto my right trigger here, paste component as new, and then that's just going to be RT stored in the 10th, and that should now work. Okay, so it's a bit warm in here. Don't want to use a fan just in case it pollutes noise. Okay, so press that down. We've got one, and as the Xbox, and in this case, this is why I use this one as well, the 8-bit Do one, these are analog, not digital. If I press down slightly, you can see there's the slight input all the way down to 1. Same for this one. So depending on how much you do, you can do more. Alright, so we've got 2 axes left. So we have our listener, I believe. So let's paste our listener onto here. Paste component as new. And we'll do the same for the left and right. Paste component as new. Okay, and on this one we want DU left up DUD, and we'll set that to a new one called 7th. Same with our left and right, so we'll call this is DLR, and set that to our 6th. Now you can call these anything you want, but it's just, you know, for now it helps me when I want to find them. Okay, and then we want to get our input listener, the show input. So we're going to copy component, 7th input, and add it here. Okay, and then we want to get our 7th and set that to 7th string. And make sure this is on 7th string here. Make sure if you don't have this, it isn't going to show for that one. If you have that as a different thing, it's going to say I left that as 4th. It's going to show my right stick. Okay, and then same for our 5th axis input here. Okay, and this is the 6th, so it's your 6th, new global 6th underscore string. And then here 6th string. Hit play. Okay, up is 1, down -1, right on the D-pad is 1, left is -1. So for some reason now my left stick isn't working. Let's have a look. Project settings. I think it might be because it's just got it as that. It worked earlier. Not needing to change it, but well. Okay, so let's check all of these are working, and then we'll move on to our buttons, which are a lot simpler. Okay. And I've just realized for some reason this one is getting my input for the X, player Y, and I've got the name wrong there. Vertical X. Okay, some reason that's jumped to X. That should be Y. Weird, but okay. And I just realized for some reason that says X, so let me put that to Y. Okay. So this time everything should now be working. Okay, left, right, up and down. Left, right, up and down. That works, that works. Duh, 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 duh. Okay, perfect. So all the axes are now set up. So that is set up now. Now, obviously here, this isn't in a game situation, but as long as you've got it all set up like that, that's the input working. For like, if you want to control the camera using your right stick, you can just use a translate on the camera, and then that should move it around correctly. Okay, so next we'll go to our button panel. Now, the only difference with my controller is, I believe, these are swapped. So on an Xbox, the B is an A is a B, Y is X, X is Y. So we just need to remember that one. So what we're going to do is, on here, we'll add an FSM. We're going to add 3 states. Yeah. Okay. And we'll, for the sake, I'm just going to put finished on these. Because we can just, again, copy these, put them in a circle. Okay. And call it, let's call it button input. Okay, so I'll say press A, show text, and then here turn off. Alright, so for this one, I just want to do a get key down. Here we're going to activate game object, because I've got here, as you can see, where it says pressed. If I turn that on, that is when I press the A button, that's going to appear for 3 seconds and then turn off again. So I'm going to specify game object. Actually, let's get the rest of the stuff in first. Wait, and then here activate game object, and then I'll use a next frame just to make sure that it does transition. Alright, so the A button on an Xbox controller, let me grab it. This is button 0. So you want to get joystick button 0. Okay, and that goes to finished. Try not to make a loud bang when I put it down. Then I'm going to put that here to show pressed, and that's going to be activated. And then after 3 seconds of waiting, it's going to go to turn off. And we're going to tick the box to turn it to deactivate, put the press back in here, and then choose finished. Okay. So I'm now just going to copy this one. Copy component, put this onto my B. I can now collapse that. And this time, let's call it press B. Now, B would be joystick button 1. Finished. Okay. Show text. So we're going to activate. Make sure we swap it. Oh, I didn't expand that. Make sure you actually put this one in, otherwise it's going to activate the A's one. Wait 3 seconds. Finished. And then the same for this one. Deactivate. Pressed in there. Okay. Then we'll go to the X button. I'm gonna paste component as new, and this time it's press X, and the X button is joystick button 2. And again, it's gonna make sure they should have them copied as expanded already, but never mind. Let me copy that one because they're already expanded and I won't keep messing up. Okay, then Y. This is joystick button 3. And this is going to be press Y. And again, just make sure we, oh, well, it's going to still say pressed. It's because they're child objects of that one, so we don't need to have them as like pressed 1. Left bumper. Paste that in. Press and LB. Our left bumper is the 4th joystick button. And again, make sure we put that there, and we're almost done now. Why is my X missing? Button 1. Button 3. I put the X back in for some reason. Did I delete it by accident? Must have done, because it's there. Okay. So right bumper. Press RB. So this one is button 5. And then drag that into here. Now, obviously the left sticks on modern controllers have the button, so if I actually, you can hit click, yeah, on the right one as well. They're included. So our right stick, paste component as new. Okay, press left stick. And this one is joystick button 8. And the right stick, RS, this is 9, joystick button 9. Okay, and then all that's left is our menu buttons, which are the view and menu, I believe. So the view is the, let me pull up the camera, is the 2 kind of squares, and then the menu, I believe, is just the 3 lines. Obviously, this is the capture button here. It's just automatically done by Xbox software. So, alright, so I put them in order. I don't know, I put it as capture. Let me change that to be view. I don't know why I put an extra E. Okay, so again, I'm going to paste that in. Okay, and we'll call this press view. The view button is joystick button 6, I believe. And we're almost done now. It's a bit of a long one, but a lot to do. And then menu button, last one. Okay, this is joystick button 7. Yeah, 7. Okay, and we'll say press menu. Okay, let's expand that, and we should now be ready to test. Controller connected still, it is. Excellent. So hopefully now, when I press this, it's all going to work. So press A, working, B, X, Y, left bumper, left stick, right stick, view, and menu. Perfect. And that is it. So now the controller, if I press the A, B, X and Y, left bumper, left stick, right stick, view and menu, all registers, comes up, so you can use them then to do what you want. And that is it. So been a bit of a long one. If you watched the whole video, thank you very much, really appreciate it. Like and subscribe for more tutorials on PlayMaker and Unity from me, and make sure to like and subscribe again, and until next time, 8-Bit Squid out.